There comes a time in every bassist's life as a bassist where they want to learn to play slap. And maybe for you, that time is today. That time is now. This is hopefully going to be a starter guide to get you off on the right foot or on the right thumb. I do want to say a quick disclaimer. If you're pretty new to bass and something as simple as this turnaround, if that seems like a challenge for you, what I just played there, maybe go spend some time playing more fingerstyle, learning some more notes, then come back and try slap. Because when you're learning slap, you want to have pretty good left-hand coordination already so that you're not focused on slap technique and learning stuff with your left hand. So today I'm going to go over the 5 techniques that I think are the most important to slap bass. If you can master these 5 things, you can play a lot of the slap bass repertoire out there and even start adding in your own little slap bass flavor to whatever you want. So number 1 is obviously the slap. The first debate here is whether to go thumbs down, like Flea, or thumbs up, like Marcus Miller, or many other bassists. I'm sure there's others that play thumb down too. I don't like doing this for a lot of reasons. That's just not how I play. I play like this. I'm convinced that Flea only played like this so he could wear his bass really low. But I wear mine way up here like a nerd. Now, I do call it thumbs up, but it's not like straight up like Mark King. It's angled more like parallel to the fretboard. The first key to this, in my opinion, is the follow through. You want to strike the string and follow through. Now, whether you want to call this a thump or a slap, either is correct. I've seen some people say that when you follow through, it's a thump, and when you bounce, it's a slap. There's no definitive answer for this. Larry Graham called it a thump. Somewhere along the line, people started calling it slap. It makes this cool sound. That's all you gotta know. And I really like doing the follow through for 2 reasons. Number 1, I feel like it's easy to be more consistent if you're focused on the follow through. And number 2, it sets you up for doing the double thumb. If you want to go down that road someday, you're already 1 step there. Back to the follow through, you want to think about landing on that string below whatever string you're hitting. So here I'm slapping the E string, and I'm landing on the A string. And really, to start off, you can think about landing on the A string and the fretboard at the same time. Now what this does is it gives you a very clear, consistent goal. A target allows you to really hone in your accuracy. Versus if you're just bouncing, there's a lot of room for error, and it can be hard to find a consistent spot. And when you really want to dial in a sound and a technique on any instrument, consistency is key. Those are the reasons I like the follow through. Tone, consistency, and preps for double thumps. I guess that's 3. I didn't talk about tone. You tend to get a little bit fuller. It's very minimal, but there's a slight more fuller tone, more fundamental that comes through when you do the follow through. So that blues turnaround that I alluded to earlier, we're just going to slap that out. A, to up to C sharp, D, and then E, down to F sharp. Now things to focus on here. Consistent sound. And the rotate. That's the next thing. Rotate. You don't want to use too much arm. There'll come a time in your playing where the arm is inevitable, but to start off, you want to get this wrist moving. It's always easier to have the wrist loose at first and then add in the arm when you need it, versus if your wrist is locked and you're relying on the arm, that's much harder. Next technique is muting. Now, for this first iteration of our turnaround here, we're just going to do it staccato. So I'm just releasing pressure off those notes, keeping them from ringing out longer. So I'm thinking slap, mute, 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 slap, mute. Let's also come to the open E string real quick and practice this kind of slap mute. Slap mute, slap mute, slap mute, slap mute. So what I'm doing is I'm slapping and then muting with my left fingers. We'll practice all the strings, E, A, D, G. One of the most critical parts of playing bass in any style and any playing technique is muting the strings and preventing unnecessary notes from ringing out. And it's especially true for slap, because if you think about it, when you're playing fingerstyle, you have the left hand like you do in slap, but you also have extra fingers in your palm and stuff down here that you can use to mute. Keep your sound nice and tidy, but slap, because it's very percussive and your hand's not lingering on the strings as you're playing, you have to be very mindful of those left fingers and how you're using them to keep things from getting too out of hand. So we got slap, mute, 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 slap, mute on all the open strings, and then our turnaround. The next is muted slaps. So what I'm doing is I'm slapping a note, and then I'm muting it, but slapping. So you get that dead note thud. Getting that slap to the muted slap sound is really all about timing, because you want to be able to slap and then immediately have some fingers muting. And you almost always need to use more than one finger to really get that dead note, because if you just use one, no matter where you are, you'll get some harmonic ringing through. Even if you just use two, still a little bit, but much better. 3, you know, that's the sound right there. 4. These slower staccato notes, I'm really only using my first finger. And the other 3 are variable to mute. So just take your time, practice going slow, slap, muted slap, slap, muted slap. I try to get that timing down, because it really is like you're muting and slapping at the exact same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, next is the pop. We're gonna start off with just A octaves. So we got A, 5th fret E string, A, 7th fret D string. And we're gonna keep that rotate in mind. You wanna slap, but as soon as you slap, your index finger comes out just a little bit and hooks under that D string. And then when you rotate back out, you pull it away like you're snapping a rubber band. So you got slap, pop, slap, pop. And if it's easier for you for now, just hold those octaves out, let them ring. So yeah, make sure you're rotating. A lot of people, when they're beginning, they'll do this kind of thing, where they'll actually play the slap and then come back in and then pop. So it's 2 distinct motions, but that'll just slow you down and you'll never get where you want to be. You want to have it one motion. Row, slap, tate, pop. Rotate, 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 rotate. The next step with the pop is muting. Just like before, but now it's this pop mute. Slap mute, pop mute, slap mute, pop mute. So now we'll take our turnaround and we'll try to do it all octaves. The next step for the pop is we're going to try to do it as a 16th note. We'll do 1E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we just hang on the A octaves, it'll sound like this. slap, pop, slap, 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 pop, slap, slap, slap. The next step is hammer-ons. So we'll start off working on it with G to A, like that. So slap, hammer on, slap, 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 hammer on, slap, slap, slap. You can work on that on all 4 strings. The other thing to work on is open strings, then to a fretted note. The first way we can incorporate the hammer-ons into our walk-up, start normal, but then we're gonna slap hammer-on to the C sharp. So slap open A, hammer-on to C sharp. Slap, pop, slap hammer-on, pop, slap hammer-on, pop. And then the same thing on all the E string notes. Slap, pop, slap, hammer on pop, slap, hammer on pop, slap, hammer on pop, slap, pop, slap, hammer on pop, slap. The next way is actually to hammer on from one note to the next. The final technique is slides. We'll start by doing a slap, slide, pop, G, A, pop. Now to add this to the turnaround, we'll kind of do that last thing we did with the hammer-ons, but we'll do it with slap, slides this time. So we'll do slap, pop, slap, pop, slap, slide, pop, slap, slide, pop, slap, slide, pop, slap, pop, slap, slide, pop, slap, slide, pop, slap, pop. So feel free to take all these and sort of apply them in creative ways to this. The next step after what we've done here is probably to start to learn some licks and some songs. I'll put a video right here that I think might be a good one if you've mastered everything in this one.